What is going on, Wildcatters? Welcome back to another episode of the Oil and Gas Startups Podcast. We got Mario Candela with PlateGuard all the way from Colombia joining us here in Houston today. What's up, Mario?
I'm pretty happy to be here with all the legends that you have in this podcast.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure having you. We were just talking before we started recording. Just what's happening in South America, especially with you being from Colombia, and a lot of really cool things. And so, tell me, what is at a high level, like what is PlateGuard?
PlateGuard is a simple solution to protect buried pipes against the third-party damages. So it's basically a HDPE plate with different configurations for easy transport, and you can install above the buried assets, cables, wires, or pipes, protect against any threat with the digging machinery.
Okay, so is this something that you use during the transportation process of these materials, or is it something once they actually go into kind of production, they're actually doing what they're meant to be used?
We are using a lot in South America when they change the pipe lines to the new pipe lines. In urban installations, we use a lot of the HDPE plates to protect the buried pipes. And in production, in the oil and gas, we use in some places where the pipe lines are installed close to the urban or to the cities or towns.
Interesting. Which y'all's website? I'm going to pull it up real quick. I want to look at
PlateGuard.
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 Dash.
Okay.
I just want to see what this thing looks like real quick.
Yeah, thanks.
So that it would help me just understand and conceptualize. Let's see. Okay, so walk me through. Obviously, anybody listening to the podcast can't necessarily see this. So what I'm looking at is, it looks very similar to like that rubber matting flooring that you would stick like in your garage, like if you're converting it to like a garage gym, right? But this looks like it's made out of maybe is it steel?
No, it's HDPE.
Is that plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic.
This is plastic. Okay. And so is this specifically for going over like where a pipeline is at, so that if somebody is digging for whatever, like you see those little signs all the time, hey, there's a pipeline here. So this doesn't hit the pipeline and then cause some sort of, leakage or emissions or you name it, disaster, right?
Right. This is the word disaster,
Okay. So so normally, is there any protectant over these pipelines whatsoever?
Normally they use concrete slabs,
okay,
to protect the pipe.
So you bury the pipeline,
yep,
right? And then you put a concrete slab over that,
yep,
and then that's the only protectant from that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the value proposition of doing it this way? It looks like it's going to be much lighter than concrete, obviously with it being plastic. I'm assuming maybe cheaper, maybe easier to install. So walk me through that.
It's cheaper than concrete. Also, is easy to install. You are going to involve a less labor to do the installation. Also, is lighter to transport. In South America, we have really remote places to protect pipes. So logistic is a challenge every time. So transport. Workers to do the concrete slab is a lot of work. Transport concrete slab is a lot of work. Transport plastic plates is easier. So it's a good solution. Also, after you install the pipe and you protect your pipe, if you are using concrete slabs and 5 years or 10 years, you need to do an inspection or something, you have to destroy the concrete slab. With plastic plates, you just lift the plastic plate, look your pipe, and you can reuse your plate. So it's a reusable product.
So with this, so you bury the pipe, you're not going to do the concrete now. And how do you install? Do you literally just lay it over it and then just bury it? That's it?
That's it.
So there's no install or
nothing,
like wires or
nothing,
rebar?
Just a pin like this.
Really?
To link one plate to the other. I lose my website.
And so do you protect it? Do you protect it at pretty much the entire length of the pipeline, or are there certain points where it's most vulnerable to either, hey, it's close to maybe residential, maybe they're digging for sewage. Maybe they're digging for fiber lines. Maybe they're digging for you name it. And it just seems like it could be at risk. Boom. We load up maybe plates for this half-mile area, and then we leave it exposed, the rest of the pipeline? Like, how does that work?
Yes. Normally, the pipe owner knows better their risk. So they decide where they want the protection. So we install the place there. So it's a specific solution for a unique problem in some places.
Yeah. I imagine it'd be such a pain in the ass for you to go in 5 years later, destroy a bunch of concrete. Like you see the concrete destruction process with jackhammers and stuff. That's a nightmare. And I just feel like that even opens you up to possibly even during the destruction process, possibly even destroying some of the pipe then and causing the disaster then. That's super interesting. So walk me through, like, what's your story? What's your story? Where'd you come from? What's your background? And then we'll walk it up to, like, how did you even discover this was a problem in the first place?
Yes, I am metallurgical engineer. I started my first company back in Colombia.
You said metallurgy?
Metallurgical, yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So back in the day, like in medieval times, you'd be the guy who's like making the swords,
like
right?
that.
You'd be the guy banging the hammer.
Yeah, something like that. So, but I started focusing on the corrosion control industry.
Okay.
So I was hired for a company back in Colombia to try to solve the corrosion problem in pipes. They transport really acid oil there with H2S. So we offer a solution to use another material, plastic pipe. It was, at that time, 12 years ago in Colombia, it was something very radical, to trying to
the
use.
H2S doesn't eat up the plastic?
Yeah, no, with the H2S was a threat against the metallic pipe. So we proposed to use plastic pipe. Okay. So we start to work with a Dutch company installing pipe there. We were pioneers installing RTP pipe, is reinforced thermoplastic pipe there. Mm-hmm. So we installed like 200 kilometers in Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, and Ecuador, solving corrosion problems. After that, we gained the trust of the different companies, and they start to show the different challenges that they have. So we said, we need a solution against it, because our countries, they are growing so fast. So sometimes they are construction, they are building new cities on top of the old pipe, so they need to protect that pipe. So we find that somebody using concrete slab. With our experience in plastic, we propose to use a plastic plate to protect the buried pipe. And so far, we are here in US trying to do the same here. Mm-hmm. Right now, we are working with a distributor in Australia. Mm-hmm. We have some projects in South America, and we are looking for pioneers in US to install plastic plate to protect buried pipes.
So it sounds like you made some really big waves with a lot of these companies through the using the plastic pipes, to kind of fight corrosion. What was the motivation between moving to the U.S.? Because you said you're living in near Fort Lauderdale in Florida now, right? How long have you been in the U.S.?
1 year.
1 year. Yep. So what was the motivation? Was it like, hey, gonna go pursue the American dream, or was it, hey, we feel like there's a good market here?
I was living the South American dream,
Yeah.
I'm so happy living in Colombia. I love my country. I think we have everything that you need to be happy in our country. So I came to US to find sometimes every year I try to travel a part of my country to see the whole picture. So I came to US last year on April. And my daughter started to play basketball.
Okay.
So that's was one thing.
Yeah.
The other was, I called a lawyer. I said, I have an idea about how to use some plates to protect buried pipe. And he told me, you can patent that idea and start a company. I say, I always sold the products that the other companies produce, but I never sell my own product. So I'm going to start with PlateGuard. So
Yeah.
and
Do they not have patents in Colombia? Is that not a thing?
but it's our regulation is not that strong that
Okay.
you have here in US.
Yeah.
It's different.
I was literally having a conversation with some people over lunch the other day talking about Halliburton, Schlumberger. A lot of the big oilfield service companies are really have massive legal departments because they're constantly trying to either buy or acquire, trade, swap patents. Like you go to the Halliburton campus in the technology center and you walk up the stairs and you look and they have not every single one, but like most of their patents on the wall, like on these little plates. Like as you walk up and you see just tons and tons of patents. So yeah, it's a huge opportunity. It's one of those things that people don't really think of. Like especially if you are able to get the actual patent, the doors open in business that you maybe wouldn't have otherwise, because now you can take it and you can license it. Right.
Right.
And then you know that you're going to get mailbox money for however long this thing is being sold. Right.
It's true. And also, when I spoke with the patent people, they told me you need two things. You need to make the idea patentable, also marketable. And your idea have both. That was a green light for us, and we decided to stay here in US. And basketball and PlateGuard right now.
Yeah,
so
basketball and PlateGuard.
Yeah, we are enjoying the ride. Make business here in US is a lot of different than in South America. People is more open to listen to you if you bring something really different, really innovative, and if you are solving problems. In South America, you have fears to make different steps, with the regulation, because we don't make business in base of the trust.
Yeah.
We don't trust each other.
Yeah.
It's different here. So
yeah,
I like it. And I want to work hard with PlateGuard, and I have a lot of ideas to start. I need more time. I need to sleep less to make everything real. And this is the first part.
Yeah. So why Fort Lauderdale? Was that like the first place you checked out in America and you were like, hey, I'm just going to stay here?
I had an apartment like 6 years ago in Fort Lauderdale. So when first came to Florida last year, we feel like home,
Yeah.
We explore Houston because we consider Houston to live because we have a lot of friends here.
We got the best food here.
We have different influence in Florida.
Is there a big Colombian culture there?
Not a lot. We have more Venezuelan, more Cuban, more Caribbean.
Okay.
But I think Florida is like the little Caribbean in English. Yeah. With the American culture. We like Houston because the oil and gas atmosphere. But right now we are totally in love with Florida. So
yeah,
maybe Texas and Houston is our second love. I don't know here in US, but maybe.
So you're here in Florida. Are you still in the patent process, or have you already successfully patented it? I know it takes a long time sometimes.
Yeah, we're waiting for the answer. So we're in the process, but right now we are selling PlateGuard in South America. We are looking for a manufacturer here in US.
Okay.
We have a manufacturer in South America to attend the South America market. We have some projects going on in Peru and in Colombia. We had already the approval for different companies, for different big oil and gas companies in South America. This is a huge. This is something huge in South America, but it took a long time. And right now we are looking for customers here in the US. This is my job right now. I'm the selling guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love it. It's founder-led sales. I mean, you're coming in here and you're just grinding. So is the next step for you to find this manufacturer here in the States and then get customers? Or is it like, hey, we can still, with our manufacturing facilities down in South America, we can export those and bring those to America at the same time while kind of figuring out setting up manufacturing here domestically?
No, our idea is to start a manufacturer facility here. Yeah. Definitely because the size of the market.
Yeah.
And this is a simple product. And the real the main cost that you have to consider is logistic. You know, and if we can find a manufacturer here in US, the product will be more competitive and more suitable for the user. So definitely we have to make the product here.
Yeah. How's the response been so far?
Good. We have all the people say that it's a good product that they need it. We are waiting for orders here in US. My partner was in South Asia last week looking for a manufacturer to sell the product in Australia. So I'm expecting for him in the first week of June here in US. We are going to start a sales trip around the country with to speak with the big pipe line owners. So I'm very excited about it.
So who are you selling? Are you selling directly to the pipeline companies, or are you selling to landowners to put it over the? I'm kind of curious how that works.
Yeah, the pipe owners is the main the main user of the place. Yeah, because he's their asset. You know that they need to protect the asset. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be more of? Do you think this should be more like deployed on new pipelines that are being built, or do you think that from your perspective when you're going and selling, could you go to somebody like a Williams or an Enterprise Products or any of these other midstream companies with tons of pipelines, and then they could buy this and then retrofit it? Would they go through that work to like dig up? And I don't know if there's any concrete here in the United States. I don't know if there's anything at all. I'm kind of curious, is it all new pipelines or do you have the ability to go into the existing, trillions of dollars worth of infrastructure and pipelines alone that's been built?
I think we have opportunity in both markets, but nobody going to dig into install our plate. Yeah. But if you have a work in your pipeline, I think the best idea is to put this plate. If you have your trench opened, because one of the costs is trying to open the trench to install our pipe. So if you are installing a new pipe, definitely is a good option. Also, the housing demand is growing up all the time. So mostly of the pipes installing in close to the new cities, they are going to need protection because it's a risk. So I think we have a opportunity in both markets.
Is the plastic, is it like a standard plastic that you can kind of find anywhere, or is it something that you guys have manufactured and made?
It's a standard HDPE.
Yeah.
We are doing some tests with recycled HDPE to work with recycled products. We have our own rig test, and we can try anything. We can try with different plastic also. We try to find the balance between cost and the use of the product. The feature of the product. And I think the good thing of this product is we are in constant change. We are looking all the time for the best solution for our customers. We are in continuous moving forward to trying to find the right product for our customer.
Yeah, I love that. I think that so many times as entrepreneurs, it's very easy to fall in love with either your idea or like maybe a specific product without necessarily going out into the market and finding that product market fit. And I think it's so important. I attribute a lot of the success that we've had over the past few years to just talking to the community and asking them what they want and then providing that. And then hopefully doing that better than other people. You see a lot of people that are just trying to, they have a solution searching for a problem, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's just like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody because what if this is not actually solving a problem? And then, I'm wrong. So I love that you're out there just getting constant feedback from, that's going to be the key. Do you think that as this evolves, obviously you've got a lot on your plate, you're trying to come into the American market and obviously get this out and commercialize it. Do you think that this becomes one of a suite of products, or do you think you just go super heavy on PlateGuard, maybe variations of PlateGuard? Just kind of curious where you guys go as a company.
I think right now we are focused on PlateGuard. I think is a huge market to cover. We want to expand globally. I think our product could be anywhere in the world. So we're focused on PlateGuard right now. We see we really love to use plastic on the oil and gas industry. So maybe the RTP market, the reinforced thermoplastic pipe, will be in our future. I don't know, because it's our background with my business partner. And but right now, for this next 2 years, definitely the idea is to trying to explain to the user how installing a simple plate of HDPE, you can save life. You can avoid risk in your operation. So this is our main goal right now.
So is that the main value proposition? Is more of like you're just avoiding disasters, whether it be like you said, safety stuff. It could be some sort of like, I imagine like a crane hits it or something, or a bulldozer, and some massive explosion, particularly if it's something like gas, right?
Sure, I think it's our main proposition is you install plastic plate, you protect your asset, and you avoid any risk with the future or the expansion of the people who is surround you. So it's an easy proposition. It's like because my business partner once told me maybe we have to sell this to the insurance company, not to the utility the utility company. So because it's a kind of it's protection.
There's definitely something there in terms of like, I don't think you would sell to the insurance companies, but I think you could get with an insurance company and be like, would you give them possibly better insurance rates if you had protection along that? Like we've seen that time and time again. We've seen that on the Bitcoin mining side. There's a lot of like really, really interesting developments on that side. So where do you got in terms of business? I know it's you here in the US. Are you raising any capital, or are you just going to bootstrap this thing? What are the goals there?
Right now we are doing everything with our own capital. We are open to listen to investor. But right now our main focus is trying to gain users. People who get involved in using plastic pipe as a protection for their pipelines. This is our main goal right now. Mm-hmm. But if we find investors or companies interested in our company, we are ready to listen. It's no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a guy. This reminds me of another podcast that we had done forever ago with a buddy, Hazem Halim. If you're listening, he'd done something. I think it's very analogous because he had these pipe protectors that you put on the end of pipes whenever you're transporting them.
Yep.
So you don't bang up the threads.
Yep.
And they're booming. Like every time I talk to him, it was like, yeah, we doubled in size. The company's gone crazy, but literally just a fitting that you just screw on that nobody had ever thought of before. Like simple things like that. I get excited about that. Like I get excited about like selling nuts, bolts, pickaxes and shovels and little widgets, especially like physical things. Because it's so easy, especially now, like the world's like completely lost its mind on like the tech side, like where we're just seeing absolutely astronomical valuations and absolutely ridiculous rounds of funding being raised. And now as we're kind of like going into this impending kind of recession, all that's coming crashing down. But guess what? Like all the things that you still need, like these basic essential things that you're talking about, like especially when it involves safety, there's always going to be a business for it, And so I think that's, you're setting the foundation for a business that's actually truly sustainable.
For sure. Sometimes we forget that innovation is also use different things to solve simple problems, so to solve complicated problems. And this is just a plate, it's simple. Mm-hmm. But the biggest innovation in the world on simple things, and it's just like that. Trying to put protection on your pipelines, and you maybe are going to save one life, and this is your legacy. You know, it's just one plate, 40 inches by 40 inches, and you can save a life.
Yeah,
that's simple.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I appreciate you making the trip down to Houston. I think this has been a fantastic conversation. If anybody's listening and they're like, we want to look at these plates, we want to talk to you, where should they reach out to you at? Should they go to the website, plate-guard.com?
Yeah, this is our website.
Okay. And then are you on LinkedIn?
Yes, or we can find PlateGuard in LinkedIn.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So reach out, have a conversation. I mean, I think it's absolutely fantastic technology. I think so many times people try to reinvent the wheel and do some crazy stuff, but sometimes it's the most simplest things that I think that you make the most sustainable businesses.
Yeah, it's true.
So
thank you for the invitation. As I told you the first time, it's still very intimidating to share the same place that all the legends in the oil and gas industry.
No, you did great.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
Pleasure having you. We'll hope to see you again. Hopefully, 12, 24 months from now. I'd love to get the checkup and just see how things are going here in the American market.
Perfect. It will be a pleasure.
All right. Take care. All right, guys. If you like the episode, take 2 seconds, leave us a rating review, send it over to your friends, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.